We're here, we're getting ready to try a little science. People have picked on me for leaving chuck keys in lathes. I still see that from comments and stuff, the number one problem is not the chuck key in the lathe when it's not being used, but accidentally turning the lathe on. Nonetheless, I heard some wonderful stories. One person had through 8 school rooms that were connected with glass doors in between, and I imagine there are those reinforced safety glass doors. It broke, the chuck key broke all 8 doors and then hit somebody's computer on the far end, dead center on this teacher's brand new computer. I'm impressed. I don't think that chuck keys will go that far. We're going to do a little testing on our own here. Let me see, what else? Oh, we had one that knocked a concrete block on a wall, not through the concrete block. I don't know if they have any concrete blocks to set up here. This lathe is in pretty bad shape. We wouldn't do it to our normal ones. I have had chuck keys myself 2 times. I have seen them. One time I saw a chuck key came around, it hit the ways and it stopped. Someone else was running it. Another time I saw a chuck key come around, hit the ways, bounce up a little bit, fall on the ground, and then the lathe continued to turn. Those are the 2 incidences that I have seen. I am sure that it can be very dangerous, but so for our first test, for our first little test here, we're going to throw it the other way. You got that one out there, but well, the lathe is going this way. I don't think we have a choice until we play with the lathe a little more, because we could check it again, but I'm pretty sure it's going to spin towards us. And we got it somewhere in an average speed. This lathe doesn't seem to want to stop. So this is a machine that you could accidentally turn on. Last time I had tested it years ago and found absolutely no faith in this lathe. It would not turn on very well. Now it seems to not want to turn off. So I'm going to hold the brake on again as Austin hit. Huh? What's that? Oh, okay. Okay, I figured we'd tape it right to the object once it's launched. You want to pull that chuck key out for a second. Let's just turn this on once more and see what it's going to do before we actually launch it and see what we're getting ready to expect. Yep. Okay, it comes towards you. Yep, okay, turn it off for safety, because we really don't want this to come on accidentally. But this would be the lathe that would seem like an accident happening. You bring her up to center, that's where we normally have it. Okay, so I'm gonna hit the brake again. So this would be our normal situation. That didn't go very far.
Well, according to our measurement, it's about a foot, maybe.
Okay. You want to turn off the switch before you put that in again for safety? Let's wind it up a little more. Let's let it gather a little more momentum. Put it back some. There we go. There we go. Now we got danger. Look at that. Now we're racking up some points. Now we're racking up some points.
What's the tape say there? Is it 8 feet?
Yeah, that's 8 foot.
8 feet.
Okay, let's wind it back as far as we can go on this speed. Well, if we go too far, it's going to fall out. We can only go so far. We thought about using magnets to hold it in too, but let's see what we can do there. Okay. Oh, we have to wait for the pedestrian to go by just in case. They're out there 170 feet away. But we must be safe.
Easily 150 feet away.
Okay, let's see. The next thing, we need to up the speed. Let's just go from black to red, because that's faster, right?
Go. It's 16 top speed. It was actually at 600 RPM.
Was it at 600?
It was all the way up at 600.
And because you can read the numbers again, 16. It's in the highest gear of the other set.
It is in the highest speed this
Okay.
thing will go to at 16.
Okay. So let's put it straight up, off. Got my foot here. Oh no, don't. You gave it, well, let's do a straight up first. Just a normal, if we had left it in the highest gear.
Ready?
Yep. Okay. Once again, I'd say 9 inches. Maybe 8.
The other mark was right here, and this mark was right here.
Oh, I see. You have a hit mark. Okay.
Yeah, well, I brought the blue paint out too for what?
But yeah. Okay. Okay. Now you're doing that with the switch on. That's dangerous now.
No, then I switched this
Oh, you
off.
switched it on. You're just quicker than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because of course, while you talk about, and a lot of people say the lathe was set on 3,000 RPM, when you're at 3,000 RPM, the lathe accelerates slower, whether it's coming through a clutch, a motor, whatever. You know, you need instantaneous. There's going to be an optimum speed for any lathe where it's going to throw the furthest. I think we need a little lower speed. Let's see what we can compromise between the two.
Somewhere between 600 and 1680.
Yeah.
Or do we want to go lower, like the 240 maybe?
No, I think we want to go higher than the 680 yet. I mean, it was
1680.
no, I mean than the 600.
Okay, higher than 600, lower
Yeah.
than 1680.
Yeah.
Maybe 1080.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good compromise.
Works.
Yeah. Brake is it's
Rattling.
yeah. No, this is a junk lathe.
Okay, current speed is 1080.
I have a suspicion that whole lower gear set probably just accelerates better.
Yeah.
Which part of that could be the clutch set. There's actually this is a goofy lathe.
And so you want to just go back another one?
Well, let's do a wound up one for that same speed. So we get a little bit more wind up on it. Oh, whoa!
13 and a quarter. We got a whole foot. Wind up, high end,
Do it.
13 feet.
Do we want to go for a slightly higher speed or slower? Well, we can try either way.
This is 850.
850. We're going for the average shot first.
Very hard. That would hurt your toes.
Yes.
No sandals.
And that's another thing too. Unless there's a reason to, just in general safety on a lathe, don't stand in front of the damn chuck. I don't care what's going on. Anything that goes on wrong, with or without a guard, the moon in your favor, whatever. Unless there's a reason to be right in front of the chuck, don't. Go to one side or the other. It's just the worst place to stay as averages go.
Oh, wow.
So we gained. But we got to do that wind up for the back or it just ain't launching.
Yeah, you got to reach across the lathe to set the thing in the far back.
Yeah.
So what do we feel, slower now? I think we've reached our maximum potential here.
Let's see, we went down to 1080. We were
600, 1680, 1080, 850.
850 went further.
850 went the farthest so far with the wind up.
Okay, yeah. So what do we got another one between 850 and 600?
850 and 600, 670. It's not really worth it.
No, it's a difference. Let's try it. We're here for science. This is to help all those people that just don't know how to tell good lies.
goes 12 to 14 feet. So, what do we feel?
Well, we've already done 600. We should drop below 600. Even though 600 didn't quite get what we wanted. You know, we were doing best at 1080 is the best so far.
850 was
850.
The best at 14 feet.
850.
With the wind up.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. The windup is definitely. Now, should we try and get this thing to go backwards and do a reverse windups?
It's really gonna show much.
I doubt it too.
You want to go 300 or 385?
Let's go 385. Doesn't have a 5 something?
540.
There we go. Need to go into the black range.
No, it's red.
Oh, that was still a red speed.
That's red speed.
Oh, okay. That's our furthest first hit up here, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Hmm.
No, you gotta watch your shins. Being a record here. No, it's right at 14. Yep. 14. 14 with a wind up again.
So we have a tie.
We have a tie between,
Now, if we had different competitors out here picking speeds, we could make a real competition out of it.
well, what we could do is just be like, pick your speed right at the beginning, and then we tell everybody the speeds at the end, which one went the farthest.
Well, yeah, that's what we would have done. But now that we're putting this out, this is for science.
Magic of editing.
Next year, well, we could, but next year.
Next year, we get
Yes.
bigger lathes.
Next year will be. This is the first international Fox, Alaska chuck key launching. But next year it could be an actual chuck key launching contest. And along with launching chuck keys, we could have ones that have gunpowder in them and go over against our permafrost hill.
The spring.
Oh, the springs.
Loaded.
Spring loaded. They don't launch very far from the spring. We have one we just pulled the spring off of the other day. They don't go far at all. Do we want to try and we've got our optimum speeds. We're setting pretty good on speeds, we think.
Right now, where we can drop all the way down to 190 here, going to black.
Well, we could try the low black. But black was lower, even our higher end of black. I mean, we're kind of like we're at our optimum speeds.
Oh, yeah, well, we should go slow and see what happens with slow.
Okay.
I don't think we need to go much slower than that, but
We can't. The low gears on this lathe don't work.
we can.
That went out pretty good. Maybe we're getting better at our technique, you know. Maybe we do better anyway.
We're up 11. That's where one of the good marks was.
Yeah, it's final resting on the long throw we got to count since,
Oh, yeah,
you
no,
know.
I'm just saying that big divot right there was from our best throw.
Mm-hmm.
And that was at 1080.
Now here comes the question. If we go back, do we want to play some more with this, or do we want to go back to 1080, put some neodymium magnets inside of that so it can hang on a little better before it throws off?
I think we only get one magnet in there, but I said we put magnets in it.
Yeah, so let's go back to 1080. Take the chuck key in so you can pick the best magnet for it. If we get it stick too hard, it's going to just either go around or hit the lathe. That's not going to help that much, yeah. But we're talking about incremental improvements here. And that's another thing too we haven't tried is weighting the chuck key. Is it better lighter or heavier? Austin wanted to put that real big one in here, but it doesn't fit this chuck, so.
Real big.
Oh, aren't we going to go ahead and wind it up since we're doing our cheat. I mean, we already know that we want to wind up. I got to hold that down. Oh, the intense. Heroes! Well, it did hold it in the chuck a little longer. We hit the lathe. Bounced off the lathe. So we had too many magnets.
That's honestly surprising.
For-
How poorly it was held in
For our optimum.
And it's also surprising how much metal is in the dirt here. Yeah, you should see how poorly these things are actually like holding anything. I'm really surprised.
Well, the chuck key itself doesn't have anything to speak of that holds it in there. And there were people that talked about getting hit by the chuck key and how much it hurt. And I'm sure it would hurt to get hit by it.
Yeah, getting hit.
Like-
If you're standing right here and that thing.
Yeah.
falls off,
Oh, it's
it
gonna
would
hurt.
like a bitch.
Yeah, it's going to hurt. Did we want to wind it up?
Right.
Actually, we can overwind it now because of the magnets. I'll bet we can go way down. Oh, there we go. That's the answer. Now we got something. Okay. Yes, sirree.
New record.
So, our safety takeaway from this little piece of science is do not use neodymium magnets to hold your chuck in when you want to not be, I don't know why you'd want
So it doesn't get
hold
lost.
it so it doesn't get lost.
I don't know what else you would do.
Well, in case you want to use it upside down. See, that way in case we could put the chuck on the bottom and yeah. So does that chuck that key go all the way around now? Yeah, so actually we could do it even slightly forward for our wind up. Oh, you're thinking the same thing, but just with two of them is what you're thinking? Let it,
Or saying science, but I want to see it go all the way around. Are we starting like here?
I think so. I think we'll see. I think it's gonna go up a little bit,
Oh, it's
but
making me hurt.
but we have to realize some of these stories were these things going up to the ceiling in a 2 or 3 story, skylit building and knocking out lights, and so we got to duplicate some of these stories. Try and get close to what happened.
So far we've just now accomplished, what was it, 20 feet?
Yeah.
That's
We just accomplished 20 feet with magnets, and now we have to go up another 20 feet.
Yeah.
And then another 10 feet. Is that our maximum, 20 feet up and 30 feet out?
yeah.
That's insane.
24 feet. Now, turn the switch off. Let me see that chuck key for a second. Now, I really don't think that anybody wants to get hit with a chuck key, but I'm just curious. When we're talking about all this big power in the lathe,
A light hook.
yeah, I just thought I would compare it to other, because there were some of the people that compared the power of it being thrown by a chuck key, by a chuck, they were comparing it with a actual cannon with gunpowder in it. And now I'm thinking I'm Mr. Atlas. Now I do once in a while work out at the gym so I don't totally die, but one-handed, I'm 3 times as powerful as this, and if these are as close to as powerful as a cannon, I mean, hey, where am I?
It's a Chinese cannon.
Oh, you're right, yeah. If it was a US-made lathe.
If it's US made lathe, they would throw it at least another 10 feet.
Okay. Well, you probably can throw better than me. Let's.
Are we doing a full hook,
we-
or are we doing a light hook for science?
Just do a good one. Do a good one. See how far you can get her.
Whoa.
Oh, good overhand. Yeah. Look at
Whoa.
that. You hurt the tape. That's disqualified. I'm still the winner. And in case nobody realized, if we do this as a competition, there will be rules. The rules are that pretty much what I say goes. And that's not just because I'm the boss, it's also because I would have the official title of making up the rules. But if we were to judge, we really heard it. Ah.
The chuck key is dangerous.
The chuck key is very dangerous. I mean, I wouldn't want to get hit. Well, if somebody decide they're going to throw a chuck key at me, I'm going to take off. I don't want them throwing a chuck key at me. I don't care if they're.
Subscribe. We need a new tape measure.
I don't care. Yeah, send us a tape measure, and we'll do see if yours holds up better being thrown the chuck keys on it.
Will Austin destroy your tape measure by throwing it on your hand?
Austin is the one that makes the final judgments on the lengths and everything, you know, with Bert's help on the measurement. But the reason is, if you've ever seen him work on a Ford or a Dodge, either one, he's very judgmental about what the engineers did. So he is our official judgmentalist. And so that he picks out the amount that we go. And I am the whim master, because if I want to change something in this, it's my whim and it's my shop and I just get to. And Bert could have a very official title of cameraman. And if that's not good enough, then we'll have him as the replay master. But we also, we can, you can grab that one from him, because he's got to throw this and see how far he can get. But you can't go out too far because we don't have tape anymore. So, is that Austin saying that Bert won the competition?
How far was John's throw?
It was way back here somewhere.
John was 63, 64.
What are you?
77.
77?
Yeah.
With no damage points.
Yeah, it's true. No style.
So do we want to try anything more on lathe, or do we want to say that's pretty much it for all we need to find out for science about throwing chuck keys? Not throwing. We did launching. That's the word. I got to get the right word that most people use. Launching. Don't get hit by a chuck key. It's going to hurt you. I mean, it is. You don't want to get hit by it. It could knock out some teeth. It could do a lot. I mean, I don't want somebody throwing. It's like a big chunk of steel coming at you.
It might hurt your toes.